Hey, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Matty B here with Matty B Wrestling, and today we do have a recap and review of the March 11th show of Monday Night Raw. And so the show started off pretty hot. We had the Shield come down, giving their farewell address, which pretty much consisted of Roman Reigns putting over the fact that over the past few months he knew that life is short. He's realized life is short. He's out been battling with leukemia, of course, and if Fastlane was the last time the Shield reunite, he was totally good with that. And then he went on to let everybody know that each individual guy has their own thing to deal with now. Of course, Roman Reigns said he hasn't had a match on Raw in over 5 months. He wanted to change that. He said that Dean Ambrose, of course, has something going on. Nobody knows. Not even Dean Ambrose knows, but that's why we love him. So he has to go deal with that. And that Seth Rollins, of course, is the man and has to slay the beast at WrestleMania. So the three did their Shield fist bump, embraced, and the two, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, exited the ring and left Seth to be alone. Seth did continue to cut a babyface promo saying how he's going to slay the beast, of course, and he was interrupted by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman came out to, of course, lots of boos because a lot of people aren't happy with Brock Lesnar at the moment, but they did still chant along with his "My name is Paul Heyman" shtick. So I don't know, that was interesting. And he went on to say, of course, how dominant and great Brock Lesnar is. We all know how much of a beast he is. And they went on to play a video package about Brock Lesnar's career. Seth came back, letting Heyman know that it seems like every time Brock has a match with a guy the same speed, same height, same build, same stature, same skill set as Seth, Brock always seems to struggle, which is somewhat true. Of course, AJ took Brock to his limit a couple years ago at Survivor Series, and then Daniel Bryan at this Survivor Series, and then Finn Balor at the Royal Rumble. Of course, Paul Heyman retorted with, well, every time that happened, when he was supposed to face AJ, originally it was Jinder Mahal. That got changed last minute when he was supposed to face when he did face Daniel Bryan, I should say, last year, it was supposed to be AJ Styles. Changed last minute. When he faced Finn Balor at Royal Rumble, it was supposed to be Braun Strowman, which got changed last minute. So some great back and forth there. It added some much needed context to this feud, which had kind of been put on the back burner. It seemed like since Royal Rumble, because Brock doesn't show up on TV, of course, and then we did get a surprise attack from Shelton Benjamin, who did seem to be like Brock Lesnar's replacement. He was doing German suplexes, and it was kind of weird. But anyways, the match was good. Back and forth, whatever. Of course, Seth Rollins won. Paul Heyman was on commentary during this match, and he did have some fresh commentary because we know Raw's commentary can be pretty annoying at times. As Seth was exiting the ramp, Balor's music hit. They had a little salute or whatever acknowledgement at the top of the ramp, and Balor did come down. Balor did face Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship next, and this match was long. It took a few segments to get through. It was basically just Lashley destroying Finn Balor. Balor would get a few bits of offense in. Lashley would come back, of course, dominate him, and at the end, it was kind of screwy. Balor was about to go up for the coup de grace. He did hit the double drop kick into the turnbuckle. Lashley was down to get the coup de grace. We did hear the bell ring frantically. Everyone looks back. Of course, it's Leo Rush. He distracts him, of course. The ref's like, no, the match is continuing. Balor jumps down, gets speared by Lashley. Lashley wins. So this was kind of crazy because that was the first defense Balor had of the Intercontinental Championship, and he just lost it on a random night of Raw. It's kind of disappointing. Balor keeps continuing to fall into this endless mid-card abyss, I guess. Hopefully they find something for him to do. Maybe he can summon The Undertaker as the demon for WrestleMania, but who knows. Balor just seems continuously lost in the shuffle of Monday Night Raw. During all this, it was announced that Reigns' return match would be against Corbin. They did have a backstage segment now, or an interview with Corbin, and he did say, of course, that he would beat the big dog in his house because his friends can't defend him, which doesn't make any sense because they were there. But whatever, they're supposed to be split up, so I guess they can't help each other anymore. But he recapped his comments on Reigns about having cancer and how cancer is lame and all this stuff. So that was kind of a lame segment. But Ronda Rousey came down next. Her music hit. She wasn't all smiles like usual. She came down serious with her mean face on, walked straight to the ring. She did reveal why she did what she did at Fastlane, which was come down, interfere in the match. She did continue to say why wrestling is fake and that none of these B words are better than her and she can take out both of them. She even did say the WWE has permission to make it a handicap match so that she can beat both women 2-on-1, which is crazy. But she did look really good here. I really like her intensity. This is how she probably should have been booked from the beginning, as a complete badass and no BS. But the fact that she keeps continuing to say wrestling is fake is kind of screwy, because when she does, as we all assume, eventually lose to Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, it's going to look weird when she taps out to a fake armbar or any fake move that she gets pinned by. So I don't like the actual content of her promos and her intensity right now, but her character being intense as she is really good to see. So then we did have a tag team match. It was Rude and Gable versus Ricochet and Aleister Black, and this was pretty neat. It was kind of short, but of course some back and forth. We do get some awesome spots from Ricochet. He's amazing all the time. But then, the black mass was protected. We did get a quick black mass from Aleister Black, and they ended up pinning the former Raw Tag Team Champions. And then as Ricochet and Black were celebrating at the top of the ramp, they did get attacked from behind by the current Tag Team Champions, which is the Revival. So maybe this will continue into a three-way tag battle for the Raw Tag Team Championships between the three teams going into WrestleMania. We shall see, I guess. Hopefully they do get some good time, because of course these guys were great. Their Fastlane match was awesome. Then we did have another moment of bliss, which I don't know why this segment is still going. It just has a bad track record every time it shows up. But Alexa Bliss, I'm guessing she's still injured, because she has no role in WrestleMania other than the fact that she announced she's going to be the guest host of WrestleMania. So good for her. She could probably add to the 6-hour show and make it a 6.5-hour show with her segments. But at this point, we do have a special guest host, which is Alexa Bliss, and then we have special correspondents, which are the two guys from Saturday Night Live. So with that said, it did segment into Braun Strowman in the back, receiving a letter from some random nerd in the back telling him that he did get a letter from the guys from SNL. So he opens it up, and it basically says, hey, we're sorry what happened on Raw last week. We shouldn't have said what we said or whatever, and we're going to present you this car as a token of our forgiveness. And Braun sees the car, and he just gets pissed off because it's pretty much too small for him. It's like a sports car, and he just rips it to shreds, looking like a Street Fighter bonus stage or something. Tells the guy that gave him the letter to tell the SNL guys, hey, I'll see you at WrestleMania. But before that, he says, I'll see them live on Saturday night. So I'm guessing Braun's going to have a SNL host night, which would be cool, I guess. I hope this doesn't lead into him having a match with them and like Nicholas as his partner for WrestleMania. Braun is so much better than that. He deserves better. I hope his WrestleMania gimmick doesn't become him just teaming with random people and beating up celebrities or something like that. Then we had an Elias segment. He did come down, and everyone was cheering him because he is from Pittsburgh. Of course, also it added that he was completely destroying Cleveland at Fastlane, because Cleveland and Pittsburgh sports-wise have a rivaled history. But he did continue on and, of course, got some heat. He said that he talked to Antonio Brown and told him, you already got their money. You should get out of Pittsburgh as fast as possible, because he's surprised that he lasted as long as he did, because nothing but losers come out of Pittsburgh or something to those lines. But it was good heat, good segment for him. And then we, of course, got the news earlier in the day. They announced Harlem Heat would be added to the Hall of Fame this year. They're part of the Hall of Fame class, which is great. They're like 10-time tag team champions, and this will be Booker T's second induction into the Hall of Fame. So that was great to hear. And then we had, of course, Lacey Evans doing her walking shtick. She came down and Corey was all excited and she flirted with him, and they had that weird moment. And then we had a weird women's tag team segment where it was supposed to be Nia versus Natty, I guess, continuing off the Fastlane angle. So they both came down. Beth Phoenix quickly interrupted and went after Tamina and Nia, and they had a big brawl in the ring, and then they ended up leaving, and then a fight broke out between Tamina and Nia and Boston Hug. So that was a weird segment. I don't know what they're doing with this, if it's going to be a triple threat, which wouldn't be good. I think Sasha Banks and Bayley deserve better. They should get a nice match with maybe an NXT team at WrestleMania, or a more established tag team, because they could definitely put on a good match. But I don't know where they're going with this tag team thing right now, especially adding in Natalya and Beth Phoenix, who just kind of came out of nowhere. So not too excited about that at the moment. Then we had Triple H coming down to the ring. No BS. He went straight to the ring, comes down. Before he could say anything, Batista interrupts with a bunch of security. He looks like a complete superstar, comes down. He stays at the top of the ramp and basically just tells Triple H, hey, you know what I want? Give me what I want. Triple H is like, I won't give you anything. Come down to the ring, face me like a man. And Batista's just like, give me what I want. You know what I want. Just give me what I want. Triple H basically says, no, come face me like a man in the ring. This goes back and forth for a while. It's kind of weird. But eventually Batista got to the point where he told him, you're not in control. I'm in control. This is why you won't give me what I want. I want to face you at WrestleMania, and I want to end my career on my terms in a match with you. Triple H says, okay, you want me at WrestleMania? You got it. And then Batista goes back to being calm and says, thank you. I'm going to end my career on my terms like I want it, and I'm going to end your career on my terms. It was pretty cool. It was nice to see. It was weird for a second because they kind of said the same thing back and forth like 5 times, but they did get to the point, and it was pretty exciting. So this match, I'm definitely excited for. There's still 3 weeks, I want to say, maybe 2 weeks before WrestleMania as far as Raw goes, so I want to see where they go with the rest of this story. Earlier in the night, we did have Kurt Angle saying that he would be announcing his WrestleMania future, or I guess the future for his career. So we did have that segment next. He came down. He announced that WrestleMania will be his farewell match. So the match he has at WrestleMania is going to be his last match. Didn't say what it was or who it was going to be with, but he said that'll be it. And then, of course, he recapped his journey from the Olympics to WWE to, where he is now, the Hall of Fame. So that was great to see. It is going to be heartbreaking. I know I'm going to probably shed a tear when he finishes his match. But he did want one more match in his hometown of Pittsburgh, and Apollo Crews answered the call, which was cool. Apollo Crews is great, don't get me wrong. But the fact they had Shelton Benjamin come back that night and not face Kurt Angle, probably was a bad call. They do have history together. Of course, Team Angle, it was him and I forget the other guy's name. But yeah, they did have that team. It would have been a nice send-off. We'll see who he faces at WrestleMania. A lot of people are thinking perhaps it'll be John Cena. John Cena did post on his Instagram about it, so we shall see. And finally, we had Roman Reigns come down to the ring for his match with Baron Corbin. Roman came down with his full entrance. When he got to the ring, he was surprised by Drew McIntyre attacking him from behind. And Drew beat the absolute crap out of him. Hit him with a couple of Claymore kicks outside, one straight to the ground. Another one hit him right into the ring post. Seth came down and was checking on Roman. Roman did appear to be concussed. It was probably a work, but it did look pretty serious. He did hit his head pretty hard on the ground. After that, they cut to the backstage. The rest of the Shield is with Roman back there. And then Dean gets upset. He finally storms off. He sees Triple H walking back, and he tells him he wants a Falls Count Anywhere with Drew right now, tonight on Raw. So Triple H, being the non-authority figure that he is and that we now have on Raw, or don't have, I guess, he grants the match. They fight all over the arena. They hit the concession area. They hit the backstage. They hit the merch area. They're all over the place. They do work their way back to the announce table. Drew does apparently stab Dean in the eye with a pen or a pencil or some kind of writing utensil. At the end, we did see Drew McIntyre put Dean through a stair rail. He's puts him right in between it. He's kind of stuck, and then he hits him with a claymore, knocks the rail right off, knocks Dean down. Pins him with a 1-2-3. It's kind of a sad way to see Dean go out if this is how he's going, but it did make Drew look like an absolute monster. So hopefully he gains some momentum going into WrestleMania. Maybe it sets up him and Roman at WrestleMania rather than Baron and Roman. Maybe Dean's not going anywhere and he sticks around after. Who knows what's going to happen. So that's my thoughts on Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and like, share, dislike, comment, subscribe. Any kind of reaction would be great. And I will see y'all on the next video for SmackDown. Thank you.